right, see ya. All right, we're gonna give it a couple minutes, let everyone else hop on, then we're gonna go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna be sharing competencies and was talking about a different form of invite. Trading mastery and also old. To your silver above as well. Start here in 2 minutes. Waiting for everybody to. All right. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Starting it off, I'm going to talk about the text invite that Eric Worre was talking about with us yesterday and at the GoPro event. Please take down some notes. You want to be able to get on this, so I'll give you guys quick, 10, 15 seconds to get something. We're going to put it on your computer. That's fine. All right. So basically, the way that you teach invite, and obviously, as you guys understand, with what we're doing, things are always changing. There's always, a new way of doing something, and so we always have to, adapt to, the way that society and everything is running. So, basically, Eric was kind of teaching how to text invite properly, because before, he taught only calling. In GoPro, he talks about and says only to call. He says don't text. So, basically he said, in explaining why, because somebody asked him, he said things are always changing. The world is always changing. So you have to, evolve and adapt to, how society is. And so basically, this is kind of the way to, do a text invite, and I'm going to put it in the chat on here. I'm going to enable the chat box so you guys can see. You guys said the sound isn't that great. I'll move. Maybe it's my connection. 1 second. Is the sound getting a little better now? If you want to just type a little message in the chat box real quick. Better. Does it sound better now, guys? Better now? Okay, let me take that. Okay, perfect. All right, so going back to what I was kind of talking about, basically Eric Worre was talking on, how we always have to evolve and adapt to, the need of society, how things are changing to, today's day and age. And basically he was talking about the text invite. So I'm going to look in the chat box on the webinar jam, or actually I'll put it in the Facebook group. But it's basically, where's this at? VimaOnAir.com. www.vimaonair.com. So this is Brad Sarver. He's basically explaining how to do the text invite. So this is about 30 minutes long, so it's going to be more in depth than me just briefly talking on it right here. But I did this invite, and I'm 2 for 2 so far. I have a 2-on-1 tomorrow at 12 p.m. With somebody, and then at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow night, I have a 3-way call set up from using this text invite. So, I like it so far. I think that we could really, just kind of add this to the arsenal of everything else that we have for the newest people and for us to utilize ourselves when it comes to the invite process. So again, it's VimaOnAir.com. Brad Sarver is basically explaining that the text invite, how to really do that. But basically the whole concept of it is so that you're able to contact a lot of people at once. He talks about texting 20 people at the same time and starting conversation. So he texts like 20 people, say, hey man, what's going on? Or, hey, how are you? And just kind of start a quick conversation and say, what are your next few days like? I'm not going to get into it too much because I want to keep this, brief on here, but VimaOnAir.com. And then it leads into the next process. So I really encourage you guys to listen to that. I really like it. I'm going to, work on inviting that way more because I feel it's pretty comfortable and easy to invite that way. And Brad will explain more in the video. So definitely check that out after we hop off of here. And then, so moving on real quick to the next thing. This is like the thing I was most excited to share is the Diamond Leader competencies. So this is what Tom Alkazan was telling us. He said for somebody could hit diamond, that's not, he said that's not hard to do. But for somebody to hit diamond and maintain diamond, if they're not holding these 12 competencies, they're not going to stay diamond for very long. He said you must have developed the certain skills at this level and be doing these certain things at this level. So the first, okay, so you're taking notes. The first, number 1 of 12, okay, is when you're diamond, have enrolled at least between that time and hitting diamond, at least 10 to 20 personal enrollments. So I'm gonna write that in here, 10 to 20. Number 1 is 10 to 20 personal enrollments. I spelled that wrong. Perfect. And then number 2, okay, so number 1 on the diamond competencies is 10 to 20 personally enrolled. Number 2 is have 8 new people coming into their group each week. So number 2, 8 new people coming into the team a week. And so this is, some of you guys are silver, some are gold, some maybe diamond, maybe not cycling at diamond, wherever you may be. Okay, these are the competencies where you kind of got to be. This is what Tom was talking about. So number 2, having 8 new people coming into the team each week. Number 3, guys, is have the ability to follow up. And guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. The follow-up doesn't just mean with your own prospects. The follow-up goes a step further where you're helping the newest person do their follow-up because they don't know how everything works yet. You got to kind of jump in and help the newest person do their follow-up, and not just following up with prospects, following up with the team, following up the new person, making sure that your new bronze has all of their new people trained. Following up, making sure that the next event is promoted. Following up, helping force the schedule. So having the ability to follow up and actually doing that at diamond. Okay, number 4, is the ability, leads into the thing I was just kind of talking about, ability to promote effectively. So the ability to promote effectively. So Eric Worre, he was talking about, I don't remember the exact way he said it, but he's saying, he's like, posers. He said posers are people that say, hey guys, convention, it's in, June of 2015, announces it to a whole group. That's what a poser does. They announce it, but that's not promoting. A poser announces it, and then an amateur, what they'll do, they'll tell a few people, they're like, hey Eric, we got our convention in 2015, it's in June, you should make it out there. All right. Hey Tyrell, we have our convention in 2015 in like June. You should make it. It'd be pretty cool for you to be there. Or hey Christian, convention next year. You should be there. That's what an amateur does. They tell a few people and they don't really promote it. He said a pro is relentless about promoting, just like they're promoting masters, where if you're promoting, and again, this is what diamond competencies are based from Tom Okazan. He said, and Eric Worre said, they were both talking about this when it comes to promoting. Is I'm promoting is like I call up Truls on the phone. I'm like, hey Truls, we got our convention in June in Vegas, June 12th through the 15th. Are you planning on making it out there? Yeah, I think I'm gonna definitely be there. Like, okay, so what plans do you have? Who on your team is already going? How many people do you have estimated going already? Well, I think I have probably like 5-10 guys, already now confirmed going. Okay, well, who are the 5-10 guys that you have, so I could put them down so I know so I can track who's going to the convention. And then I'm gonna contact all Truls' guys and see, hey, you're going to the convention. It's kind of just like the leadership, making sure that everybody, just making sure everybody's making it there. If somebody needs to figure out, a plan to be able to afford it, let's figure out a plan now, because this is important, where we get people to the Vegas convention and then the Germany Munich convention, or it's not in Vegas, the Phoenix convention in Arizona next year in June, and then also to the Munich convention next year as well. So we just really, really have to, push down on this promotion process when people are getting started. So when people are getting started into the business, Eric enrolls a new guy. Hey, welcome to the team, blah, blah, blah. We get them trained. Hey, man, just want to let you know, I know you just got started, but we have our convention in Munich. So we just keep talking about it, talk about it. That's what professionals do. They're always promoting the next event. And it's not just big events like that. That's if, Eric or Tyrell or, Vigard or whoever it may be is going to be doing a training on this Saturday. Anyone in your downline, so if any of you guys are, say you guys are in Eric's downline, and Eric's doing event Saturday at 12, and say you can't make it because you have work, you got to promote out that event to everybody on your team. This is how I promote. I pick up my phone and I start calling my team. I just call them. I call them up, quick 2 seconds. Hey man, what are you doing Saturday at 12? Nothing. Hey, all right, see you at the training then. It's 12 to 3. Next person. You got to call, promote, and blast out that invite to your team too. Promoting, great leaders are great promoters, guys. So that's a very important one. We really got to, really push the promotion process, via the Facebook groups, also, texting out to our teams, calling people, promoting the trainings, promoting the events, promoting calls, promoting like the Scandinavian event coming up in February. Make sure promoting that to the teams. I know a lot of you guys were planning on going already, but always be promoting. And okay, so the next one, number 5, okay, is the ability to sell yourself. Ability to sell yourself. And this doesn't, it doesn't mean, that in like a weird way. It just basically means like you having belief. If you do not have the belief yourself that you're going to the top, if you don't have the belief in yourself, you're not going to bring a team of people to believe it either. So you have to have 100% conviction and belief that you're going to be successful, that you know what you're doing, that you know where you're going. Okay, so you have to have that belief in yourself so that your team can follow suit to what you're doing. Okay, so number 6, guys, is the ability to set up and host a meeting, home event. Home event. So basically, not just being able to speak at a home event when your downline sets it up, but being a diamond leader, meaning I'm gonna call up. I'm looking at my team. I call up Christian. I'm like, hey Christian, what do you have going on this week? I know you just got these two new guys started. Let's get some events set up with them. Let's get on a call with each of them. So me and Christian get on a call with new guy number 1 and then new guy number 2. We set up a couple exposures for them through Monday through next Sunday. And then from there, the next thing, then I'm calling somebody else. I'm calling up Anders and I'm saying, hey, Anders, you got that new guy started. What do we have this week? What's your schedule like? Let's get some stuff set up. So I'm boom, 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 setting up events, helping them get their stuff planned. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to be at this event at this time for you. And at that one, let's get promoting for these. Let's get these new guys inviting. Okay. So it's just really taking control of your business at this point to get things set up. And then being able to do the meeting, how to set it up, know the meeting etiquette, what video to show, or are you going to do the flip book? Are you going to use the PowerPoint? Are you going to, have a couple speakers? Or, how are you going to present it? You got to have that down. And this is what diamond leaders have down. So if you're missing, any of these 12 skills, that's what you have to work on. Okay. So continuously going through this. Number 7 is the ability to do a strategy session, which basically is just a training. Ability to do strategy session. So this comes into play when somebody new gets started. This again comes to helping take control. And like, all right, hey, Vigard, you just got your new guy started. I'd love to get on with you and them, or say that he has Vigard has two people that just hit bronze, and they have a couple new people on their team. So we're gonna do a training together. We're gonna find a day that works for all of them, make some calls to them, figure out a day that works, and they say 5 p.m. on Tuesday. All right, cool. 5 p.m. Tuesday, we're all getting together. We're going to run through a training. That's what you got to do, is that diamond is taking control of that group and, getting things set up. So that's basically number 7. Number 8, guys, is the ability to do a one-on-one. So occasionally you won't have, sometimes when you don't have an upline that's able to show up, like this happens to me sometimes where I don't have an upline. When you're at the diamond rank or higher, when you don't have an upline that may be available, but you have somebody that you're trying to meet up with right away, you got to have that ability to do the one-on-one and, reference the tools, have a tool there. Whenever I do a one-on-one, I like to have the flip book there. So I'll bring the flip book with me, where you could, you have the online version in Norwegian for you guys, and, have that there, kind of, give them the product, run through the flip book, just being able to do that by yourself without having somebody, walking you through step by step. You got to have that down, because then you're going to have to be able to help your team do the same thing. So that, number 8 was the, ability to do a one-on-one. Number 9, guys, is ability to demonstrate the products. Basically just have, some general knowledge to, kind of explain about our products. Being able to talk about our products, having general knowledge. I don't think that anyone needs to be an absolute expert on everything, but general knowledge I think is important. Knowing what the VIMA formula stands for, knowing all the products that we have available, knowing general stuff. Hey, this one's sugar free, this one's bold, it just has more caffeine in it, or whatever product, just being able to talk about it a little bit. You don't need to know what niacin is and all that, but having general information to be able to share that, and being a product of the product, being able to get passionate about one of the products that relates to you, that you like to drink and that you have seen results with. Okay. Moving on to number 10 is the ability to answer objections. So basically, when it comes to you're running an event with some of the new people on your team, and they have a few new people there and they're throwing objections. I don't have the time. I don't have the money for this, or what network marketing. I don't know if this stuff works. You got to be able to come back. Hey, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but what I found is money wasn't really the issue. Okay, feel, felt, found, one of the examples. What I found is my financial situation wasn't going to change unless I change. So, it just really comes down to if it's a priority or not, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So being able to answer those objections, all of the objections, the main ones being money, time, and then, network marketing. So, number 11 uses the product. I thought this one was kind of like silly, but I do know some people that, they just aren't drinking the product. It's like, you gotta, again, be a product of the product if you're going to represent it. And then number 12, you're attending all company trainings and events. So basically meaning you're a diamond, right? So this is diamond competencies. So if you're at that diamond level, for you to get people to go, if you want people to grow in your business, you want people to rank advance, you want people to excel, you have to be going out and trying to excel. I know, in Arizona, we have the Go for the Golds. They're for the golds and above, or they're for the people who hit gold for that event. But I asked BK if I could go and just listen in to all of them. So I've been to every Go for the Gold that we've had in Arizona. I go and sit there and just take notes. It's a lot of the same stuff, but I just sit there and take the notes, take the notes, take the notes, take the notes every single time, because I want to be at everything so I could always be learning. And the more I hear it, the more I'm going to understand it. The more I understand it, the better I'm going to be able to explain it. So that's what you have to take the initiative to going to the events, going to, in February, going to the Scandinavian event, going to the trainings. Some people they'll say, and this is, it really correlates. I've had some golds and some diamonds that they're like, I've already been to a training, I don't need to go to training, or I've already been to a regional event, I don't need to go to that, I already been. When you do that, you're saying that, number one, it's not important to you, so why would it be important to your downline? And number two, you're saying that you know everything, which is just a red flag. It's the worst thing you could do is think you know everything. I don't know everything. We're all learning. We're all trying to advance. We're all trying to improve our skill set, and we're all trying to get better. So the more you could learn, the better you're off. I listen into the calls that Alex is doing here. Why? He made $1 million. That's why I listen to him. I listen to Tom Alkazim's calls because he makes freaking more in a month than I made in my whole life. Like they make a lot of money. So that's why, we want to listen to these people. We want to follow what these people are doing and always be learning. You always want to be a student. So those are the 12. So running through them again, I've enrolled 10 to 20 people personally, having 8 new people per week in their group, having the ability to follow up with your team, with prospects, with your team's prospects, with helping them with that. Number 4, the ability to promote effectively. Number 5, ability to sell yourself. Number 6, ability to do a meeting. Number 7, ability to do a strategy session. Number 8, ability to do a one-on-one. And number 9, the ability to demonstrate the products. Number 10, the ability to answer objections. Number 11, you're using the products. And number 12, attend company trainings and events. So that's the 12 diamond competencies. And I'm going to run through one more thing. I think I'm going to save, I had a few things, but I don't want to go, more than 30 minutes. I'm just going to go through one more thing on here, and then I'm going to go into this next subject next Sunday, which I meet with Tom Alkazim this week, guys. So trust me, you want to be on this call next Sunday at 9, because I'm going to be getting Tom to help me put something together for next Sunday's call. So we're going to come with some really, really good content. I'm really excited for that as well. But leading, again, I'm promoting next Sunday's call, talking about what we're going to be doing next Sunday. Okay, this is stuff you got to do with your team. Always be promoting the next thing that's happening. Okay, and then so 2 more quick things. The next thing is going to be going from diamond to platinum. So Tom basically explained this as, okay, maybe some of you guys are diamond and you're like, why have I not hit platinum yet? I want to go platinum. That's a hard rank to hit. The thing about going diamond to platinum, it's jumping from 20 to 50 cycles. It's doubling your business in a half. So 2 times what you have plus, adding on more to that. And he said the only way you can go from diamond to platinum and consistently maintain that is when enrolling duplication happens on both sides of your business. On your right team and on your left team, you have to have duplication. You have to have leadership on both sides of your business for you to move from diamond to platinum. And until that happens, until that taking the initiative to take control of your business and grabbing on to people to help building them up and always personally enrolling, you can't move to that next level. Okay. There's some people that are, closer to me in Arizona that I see like on a more consistent basis. And I know exactly why they haven't reached the platinum level yet. I'm like, I know exactly, there's like a couple of things people can change to get to that next rank. And it's just really looking at, guys, there's certain things, it's just making the decision to do something a little bit different. It's when you tweak a couple things. When I just decided, because I was kind of getting, frustrated that I haven't been getting, as many personal enrollments myself. I just looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start messaging people. Like I'm over this. I'm going to start texting people. And that's where I got 2 people set up for tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Maybe they flake, maybe they don't, maybe they get started, maybe they don't, but they're set up and we're working on it. So it's just, those simple decisions where, and I woke up this morning and one of them I set up when I woke up, I was still in bed. I just texted the kid. I started, texting him for like 10 minutes and then we set something up for tomorrow. And we got him to watch a video. It's cool. So, and using that video from vimaonair.com, where you watch that yourself so you could kind of learn this. Okay. And then the last thing, I know some of you guys participated in it. Some of you guys did not participate in it. But, the 90-day challenge that I know some of you guys did, some of you guys didn't. But, Eric Worre obviously always talks about that. And then Tom kind of briefly talked about it yesterday as well. I'm personally going to do my own personal 90-day challenge, and I wanted to, open it up. If any of you guys want to be a part of that, I think I'm going to set up some, separate, calls for that and kind of just come up with the plan of, how we're going to, attack that for the beginning of the year. We have, beginning of the year, I'm assuming the main things at the beginning of the year, the New Year's resolutions are probably similar to, everywhere in the world where people want to make more money, people want to be more healthy. So we have obviously something to fit both of those categories. So I'm going to do a tweaked version. I'm not going to do it the exact way that, Eric Worre talks about, doing like the full version of it. I'm going to tweak it a little bit and change it up a little bit. So basically, I'll probably set up some separate calls because I know some of you guys don't want to do it. Some of you guys do, but I had, some people have great success with it. Some of them don't. It just kind of depends on the person. But, what I do know is last year, Michael McKiernan, one of my executives in my business, okay, last December, or was it November, he had a very low month. He was cycling at platinum before that, but then dropped down to just under diamond at that point. And then what happened is he got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and he was tired of treading his wheels with the business. So we got him on a call with Tom. Tom suggested giving it all out focus, doing something similar to a 90-day challenge. So we did instead of like a 90-day, we did like 21-day blitzes. We did a couple of those. That was kind of like our like 90-day kind of deal. So basically what Michael did, he went from platinum, well, cycling, pin rank, he was platinum, but cycling just about diamond, he just went under diamond. He's like 19 cycles. And then he just got all out focused. He got 11 new PEQs. So he enrolled 11 people during his pre-launch during December to the beginning of January. And then from December leading into January, he went from cycling that low to hitting star platinum. And then from January, that was during the first 21-day blitz with his 11 new PQs. Then he did another, little pre-launch where he enrolled 8 new people. And then those 8, that he worked with then led him to ranking up again. So he went from cycling under diamond to star platinum And then that next little period of the 21-day blitz, he went from star platinum to executive. I don't remember the exact numbers. I know the exact end because we had a cheat or freaking thing that I promised I'd buy him when he hit it. But he he went from some under to 76 cycles, and then he hit. I told him if he went to over 120, I was gonna buy him something, and he did. He hit 122 cycles from 76 to 122, and it was all that massive action. So basically, what he did. We were talking about it yesterday. He was kind of just like, we were talking about it with some of our new guys out here in AZ. And so he told me he was telling the group, basically when he wasn't, he basically took 12 to 12. He was full-time, he took 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. And time before that was sleeping, gym, other stuff going on in the day. And then he took 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. and took it for money-making activities. Three-way calls, Skype, Uvu, video chat, home events, training the newest person, not busy work, but training the newest person. Busy work is like me getting on here and, having Eric Stoke tell me, or me training Eric Stoke on, his why and taking an hour on it. Like that's busy work. That's not going to make you money right now. Doing that with the newest person, yes, that's good. But, people have been in for a little while. You don't want to sit there and spend all the time on that. But from 12 to 12 is basically what he did. And then some people that were more part-time, maybe they did, they got off work and they just did it. They just made that their priority over other things. It's basically just, putting these bursts of time into, the business. And everyone can do their own revised way of doing it. The way that I see I'm going to do it, I'm going to do, during the pre-launch, shooting to get 8 new people. That's why, I'm doing a longer pre-launch. I'm starting basically tomorrow up until the first week of January is kind of like my pre-launch. And then from there, I'm going to do the 21-day blitz myself, where I'm going to do it later in the afternoon, probably around 3 p.m., 4 p.m. onto the rest of the day, basically. At 12 is when I'm going to be doing it. And then doing everything else I want to and need to do in the morning and up until that point. So, if you want to do a revised version, I want to get some stuff set up, or we'll do some separate webinars according to the people that want to do the challenge. We'll get some calls set up to do stuff separately for that. But that's pretty much it for today. So remember, vimaonair.com. You could check that out for the new text invite that Brad Sarver made a video of. That basically is what Eric Worre talked about with his text invite. And then we talked about the diamond competencies. And if you guys look on the chat box, I have all of the 12 listed there if you missed any of those, or if you want to take those, copy them, put them in your group, saying, hey, this is what, if you want to see diamond, these are the 12 things that you got to be doing. And if maybe you hit diamond before and now you're under diamond and these 12 things aren't happening, that may be why. So, just gotta, really looking at that. And then the 90-day, kind of the blitz thing that we're going to be, working on. But then again, next weekend, guys, Sunday, 9 p.m., I'm going to get some stuff together with Tom, maybe see if he'll get on. He doesn't usually do much on Sundays, but I'll see if I can get him on. We'll see what happens with that. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have questions, always, message me. Let's have a good week, guys. Let's finish off the rest of 2015 strong, or 2014 strong, so we could lead into 2015, in the right direction, with getting some new people started and really taking the challenge of, going after getting your own personally enrolled people. I see, everyone on here, really just looking at how many people have you personally, this is, Tom asked this yesterday in the Go for the Gold. He asked the whole room to raise their hand. He's like, raise your hand if you've personally enrolled somebody in the last 7 days. He had everyone raise their hand that did. And half the room didn't have their hand raised for the golds. And he challenged all of them. He's like, get 2 new PEQs within the next 7 days. But basically, I'm not going to say, do that. But looking at, how many of you guys in the last 30 days have enrolled an affiliate, a new affiliate? Thinking about, okay, have you enrolled a new affiliate in the last 30 days? In the last 60 days, last 90 days? Some people haven't enrolled somebody in 90 days, 120 days. 6 months, some people haven't enrolled somebody in. and that directly correlates with where you're at in your business currently. And so we got to spend more time on the personal enrollments. If some of you guys have listened to the recorded call with Brian Carruthers from last Sunday from Alex's six-figure mentorship call, Brian talked about, he's like, he personally enrolled 10 people a month. It's like 10 years. This is nuts. Like, just stupid how many people he personally enrolled. So we got to get out of the manager mode and go into, building mode, enrolling mode. Because enrolling solves all problems. Business isn't building, enroll more people. Team isn't listening, enroll more people that maybe will. Team's declining, enroll more people. Whatever problem you have in your business can be solved by new blood. And always remember, it's easier to make a baby than it is to raise the dead. Okay. So with that, guys, I'm excited. Let's have a great week. This next week leading up to Sunday, I'm excited to get some stuff accomplished this week, and I have big goals for 2015. We'll have a whole goal call at the end of the month, talking about what we're gonna shoot for in 2015. But with that, talk to you guys soon, and let's have a great rest of the night. Talk to all of you soon. Bye.